Welcome back to the Divine Frequency. This is part 2 in our series on limiting beliefs. If you haven't seen the previous episode, I encourage you to pause here and go back to watch it. In that episode, we explored the origins of limiting beliefs, how they are formed in early childhood, shaped by society, inherited through generations, and even carried from past lives. We explored how trauma, culture, and silence plant seeds in the subconscious, and how what we believe is not always what is true, but what was repeated. Today, we go one step deeper. We begin the process of breaking the cycle. Because awareness is not the end, it is the beginning of transformation. We are not born with doubt in our hearts. We are not born with fear of failure or the need to please. These are stories we inherited, scripts passed down in silence and in words. But every belief can be questioned. Every pattern can be interrupted. And every story can be rewritten. It begins with awareness, the sacred pause between reaction and reflection. That is where your power lives. The first step in breaking free from limiting beliefs is awareness. You cannot release what you do not recognize. And most of us live with beliefs we never consciously chose. They operate silently, like background programs, shaping our decisions, emotions, and self-worth. But here's the truth: you are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. And in that awareness, you gain power. Let's begin with a simple shift in language, from I am to I feel. Because when you say, I am angry, you are identifying with the emotion. But when you say, I feel angry, you create space to observe it. And if you go one step further, you can ask, what belief is beneath this feeling? Try this. I feel angry because I have a limiting belief that I must always be in control. I feel powerless because I believe I should never need help. I feel unappreciated because I carry the belief that my worth depends on others noticing me. I feel anxious because I believe I must do everything perfectly to be accepted. When you pause and ask, what belief is fueling this emotion? You begin to unearth the root. So here is your reflection. Next time you feel a wave of emotion, anger, sadness, fear, frustration, instead of reacting, breathe. Pause. And say, I feel this way because I believe. Fill in the blank of what you believe. This small shift opens the doorway to healing. Because the moment you become conscious of the belief, you are no longer controlled by it. Awareness is the beginning of freedom. And here is the deeper truth. When you complete that sentence, I feel this way because I believe. Fill in the blank of what you believe. Two powerful things happen. First, your subconscious, or your higher self, responds with clarity. You don't have to believe this anymore. That belief was never part of your essence. It was borrowed, inherited, absorbed. And now, it can be released. Second, you begin to complete the emotional cycle. Because once the belief is spoken aloud and identified, it loses its unconscious grip. You realize, I feel unworthy because I believe I must earn love. But then your soul whispers, you are love. I feel powerless because I believe I should never fail. But your spirit replies, you grow through experience. In that moment, you don't just observe the belief, you begin to override it, with truth, with compassion, with remembrance of who you really are. And this is how healing begins. Once you've become aware of the limiting belief, the next step is to question it. Not from a place of judgment, but from gentle curiosity. Ask yourself, is this belief absolutely true? Where did I learn it? Whose voice do I hear when I say it to myself? You'll often find that it's not your voice at all. It may belong to a parent, a teacher, a past relationship, a society that rewarded conformity over authenticity. So now you ask, does this belief serve who I am becoming? Because just as beliefs are learned, they can be unlearned. And in their place, new truths can be written. Try this. I used to believe I had to earn love. Now I know I am love. I used to believe failure meant I wasn't enough. Now I see failure as my teacher. I used to believe I wasn't creative. Now I know creativity is my birthright. I used to believe my worth depended on others. Now I know it was always within me. These shifts may seem simple, but they are alchemical. They begin to rewrite the subconscious script. They rewire the neural pathways in your brain. They replace survival with sovereignty. And reaction with intention. Neuroscience calls this process neuroplasticity, the brain's natural ability to form new neural connections and reorganize itself. When you imagine a new belief vividly and repeatedly, the brain lights up as if the experience is real. This is why dreams feel real while we sleep. The body responds to imagined experience with real emotion. The brain cannot distinguish between reality and a vividly felt vision. Each time you affirm a new truth, you strengthen new neural circuits. You weaken the old ones. You shift your biology toward a new destiny. You are not just changing your thoughts, you are rewiring your mind. You are sculpting a new version of yourself. This is not pretending. This is reprogramming. When you speak to yourself with compassion, when you practice new beliefs with feeling, you are not faking it, you are remembering the truth you were born with. So here is your invitation. Take a limiting belief you've carried, and rewrite it. Not once, but daily. Let your new truth become your new rhythm. Let it sink into your cells. Let it replace the old echo with a new voice. Because healing is not about forgetting the past, it's about choosing a new story from this moment forward. And every story worth living begins with a choice to believe differently. Healing begins with awareness, but it does not end there. It continues with conscious, daily acts of reclamation. We do not simply erase limiting beliefs, we outgrow them. We choose again. We rewrite the script. Start with your words. Words are spells. They shape the frequency of your life. So when you catch yourself saying, I can't, I'm not, or I always fail, pause. Take a breath. And say, that was an old story. I'm writing a new one now. Speak these affirmations aloud, daily, gently, powerfully. I am enough. I am capable. I am the author of my life. I am safe to succeed, safe to be seen, safe to receive. Next, take action, even if it's small. Limiting beliefs shrink us, so we expand. Take the class. Start the project. Speak the truth. Each courageous act, no matter how tiny, is a rebellion against the voice of limitation. And here's the most sacred tool of all, stillness. In stillness, the subconscious becomes accessible. In stillness, the noise quiets. In stillness, your true voice rises. Whether through meditation, breathwork, journaling, prayer, or simply watching the sky, give yourself moments of stillness. Your soul will speak. Stillness is not the absence of life, it is the space where life speaks. Our minds think tens of thousands of thoughts a day. Each thought, like a ripple, keeps the waters of the mind in motion. But when we practice stillness, when we stop stirring, it all begins to settle. Imagine your mind as a glass bowl filled with water and sand. If you keep shaking it, the water becomes murky. You can't see through it. That murkiness is the overthinking, the noise, the past and future crowding your now. But if you set the bowl down and let it rest, the sand begins to settle. The water clears. And beneath it, you find clarity. That clarity is your true self. Your higher wisdom. Your soul's whisper. Stillness allows inspiration to rise. It is where inventors, visionaries, and artists receive their divine spark. Because in stillness, we return to source. In stillness, we remember. You are not the belief. You are the awareness behind it. You are not the voice that says, you can't. You are the presence that whispers, watch me. You've recognized the belief. You've questioned the story. You've remembered the truth. Now, you reclaim your power. You are not the child who was told to stay small. You are not the echo of a wounded world. You are the conscious creator of your life. This is the moment where you become the author. This is the moment you turn the page. Not by force, but by embodiment. Because healing isn't about fixing yourself, it's about remembering you were never broken. It's about walking, speaking, loving, and choosing as if you already are the version of you you once thought was out of reach. It's about acting not as if you are worthy, but because you know you are. And yes, in the beginning, it might feel unfamiliar. It might even feel like pretending. But you're not pretending, you're remembering. You see, the universe is like a mirror. And the mirror cannot smile if you are frowning. It cannot reflect back joy if you are radiating despair. The reflection always matches the vibration. So don't expect reality to shift before you do. It must follow your lead. Your state of being is what truly matters. Not your current circumstances, not your outer world, but your inner frequency. When you walk through life as the highest version of yourself, even if reality hasn't yet caught up, you're planting seeds in the quantum field. And though we live in a linear reality, there might be a lag. Or there might be none. But it will catch up. That's where many people fall back. They look at their reflection and say, "See, nothing changed." But the moment you do that, you reinforce the old story. You focus on lack. And what you focus on, you feed. Emotion is energy in motion. So even if your current reality whispers doubt, you look in the mirror, you breathe, and you say to yourself, "This is not who I am. This is where I am." And it's shifting. Eventually, the mirror reflects the new you. Because it has no choice. It has no power. It is simply a reflection of your belief, your being, your truth. So speak your dreams into existence. Not with desperation, but with clarity. Not with hope, but with knowing. You are not placed here to be less than. You are here to be light. To be love. To be the fullest expression of the divine moving through form. Let the world feel the version of you that no longer waits for permission. Let the energy of that you ripple into the present, until it becomes your now. Because it's already inside you. Waiting to be claimed. You don't have to chase the highest version of yourself. You just have to stop running from it. Let every step be a remembering. Let every word be a declaration. And when you look in the mirror, see the soul, not just the shape. See the fire, not just the face. See the one who rose. The one who said yes. The one who chose to rewrite the story. The one who flew. Sometimes the beliefs we carry are not ours. They are echoes of voices long gone, family, society, teachers, culture, woven so tightly into our subconscious that we forget they are optional. But now, you know. You are not your past. You are not your story. You are not the expectations others placed on you. You are a divine creator, capable of shifting, of choosing again, of rewriting your reality with presence, with truth, with love. Take a moment to breathe. Feel the space you've created. You've brought awareness to your inner patterns. You've dared to see where those patterns come from. You've paused, reflected, and stepped outside of them. And now, you're remembering who you truly are. You don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to rush. One shift in perception is enough to begin. Today, you plant a seed. A seed of self-worth. Of clarity. Of freedom. And as that seed grows, you'll begin to speak to yourself differently, see your reality through new eyes, and embody a version of you that's been waiting to rise. So carry this with you: you are worthy. You are enough. And you are already becoming who you were always meant to be. Thank you for walking this journey with me. If this episode resonated with you, feel it. Reflect on it. Let it stir something deep inside. And if you feel called, share it with someone else who might need a reminder of their own light. In our next episode, we'll go even deeper into the practices and techniques that can help you release and reprogram these beliefs at the root. Together, we'll learn how to create lasting transformation from the inside out. Until then, stay rooted in your truth. Stay in your light. And stay with us as we continue to awaken, break old cycles, and live fully in the divine frequency.